Hey friends, Kevin Goehring here, your Sacramento, Stockton area Realtor and lender here with this week's weekly real estate report. Well, guess what I heard in the news this week? You're going to be shocked. I heard that the real estate market is starting to cool off. That's right. They're finally starting to admit that. Well, if you've been watching this, you've known that for almost 2 months now, that the real estate market is starting to cool off. So not news to you, but anyway, news to everybody else. So you heard it here first, right? All right, so let's take a look at the chart and see what's happening this week and see if it's still cooling. So here we are. Okay, so let's start with the gold line because I think with the market changing so much, this is the interesting one now. It's where have we been this week? Well, look at that. 3 weeks in a row, exactly the same. Median home price at, I think that's 450,000 right there. Let me check my numbers real quick here. Pull up this over here. 540,000 has been the median price for the last 3 weeks in a row. Now, we'll see what it comes out with when the statistics are all in for this week, but it seems to be holding steady. And if we look down here at the green line, we have had our inventory climb. Last week it went down a little bit, back up a little bit. I'm just going to call that kind of holding even. Pending sales holding even. Everything is kind of holding even, which adds some credibility to the theory. And I'm not positive on this, but it's what I believe is going to happen is that we're probably going to see this for a while. Home prices have stopped going up in a stupid manner, and they are stabilizing. So as long as a house is priced correctly, people are going to show up and they're going to pay an appropriate price. For those homes that are overpriced, they're just going to sit. Now, evidence of that. So if I look at my data here and I look at the amount of active homes on the market, which is 3,286. Of those 3,286, the average combined days on the market for those active homes, these green ones here, is 37 days on the market. But if I take a look at what's selling, right, what is selling, the average days on the market for the homes that have sold, remember it's 37 for those active, it is a shocking combined days on the market around 17. So it's 18 this week, 16 last week, 14. It is going up, but usually it's in the low teens, 11, 12, 13 days on the market for the homes that are selling, which tells you there's this big difference between those two. So, which I believe is you have the homes that are overpriced that are just sitting, the homes that are priced well, and especially those homes in the lower markets that are priced well, they're just going so fast. I'm going to say the sub 450-ish. All right, so pending sales are still there. So I think that if home prices, especially on the lower end, were to come down, then the buyers that have been waiting are grabbing them up. So that's going to keep those prices pretty steady for a while. So interesting, something else interesting here. Let me pull this up. This secondary chart that I have and let you take a look at this. This, I think, and I don't share this one very often, normally because it doesn't have anything too interesting. You can look right here, our expired just goes up and down, up and down, up and down. And what that is the first of the month is usually when you see homes expired. But take a look at this light blue line, the inactive, the number of inactives every single week. It's just, overall, it is going up, up, which is evidenced by, and we'll follow this gold line here. This time it is price reductions. So price reductions go up, inactives go up, which tells me that there are a lot of homes out there that are overpriced that aren't getting their attention. Maybe sellers who have said, you know what, let's try it. Let's put our house on the market for a stupid price. And if somebody's willing to buy it, let's go for it. So you have that. You do have a lot of people who have wanted to put their house on the market at a very high price who have put it on contingent to them finding something else. So put your house on the market for sale, contingent on you buying something else. You do get a buyer, but that buyer has to wait for you to find a replacement home. Well, it's very difficult to find a replacement home because they're so overpriced. So maybe that potential seller can't find the home they want. So they come back, say, you know what, we can't find the home, so let's take our house off the market. That buyer then falls out of escrow. And then you kind of have this backwards snowball effect where you see homes go inactive, pending sales fall out. And so that's what's happening on there. So let's talk about rates for a minute here. The theme of the week is nothing is changing, right? Everything is staying the same. Well, same with rates. So what do we have? Rates this week have pretty much held steady. Let me pull up my rates here real quick. So last week we had rates at 2.86% at 0.7 of a point. That was the Freddie Mac average. So again, 2.86. This week's it's just 2.87 at 0.6. So the points went down a little bit. The rates went down a little, up a little bit. Rates went up just a tiny bit. The fees went down a little tiny bit, so we'll call that a wash. So rates are really holding right about the same. So it's actually a pretty decent market, I think. And I think that first-time home buyers are getting a little more chance to get into their homes, so I'm happy about that. So that is what's happening this week. I hope to see you here next week. Take care and have a great weekend. Bye.